In an AU, Marin would have decided to dress as a Kibidongo or a donut to win Puarin's heart.
I don't want to know where she puts the stick.
Through that empty-ass head of hers.
That bald-ass head.
Welcome to King of the What Now, a podcast that talks about whatever we want. We hope you enjoy the show, or else.
Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the August episode of Cure of the What Now Law.
The one show where we know you don't have to take breaks, you can just keep on girl bossing.
Wait, but the episode where we learned that lesson, it was about two guys.
Well, yeah, but like girl boss is gender neutral.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I'm your host, Kat, and I really like sunflowers.
You're not the host, I'm the host.
We're both the host.
No, one of us introduces ourselves as the host, and the other one is the co-host.
And who's the toast?
I'm the ghost with the most is the toast.
So me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm your co-host, Joel, and also, hang on. What were these episodes that we watched about?
Do you know what? Do this intro
I
over again?
am going to be your show host today for a game show.
Okay.
Yes.
And tell them what they've won.
They've won a game show called Who's That PreCure.
Oh, okay.
We have a new name for this section. It's Who's That PreCure. That's right. It's back by popular demand. We've missed it the last couple of times, but we've brought back the section, the section of the show that we've renamed to Name That PreCure. And we have a couple of rules that we need to cover. Some of these rules are new.
Rules.
Number 1, I pick an episode of PreCure. Sometimes it's random. The very first episode we did, I just rolled a die to pick which season, then I rolled another die to pick which episode. Sometimes someone tells me that I should watch a particular episode. We did that the second episode. Sometimes it's more I pick a season that I either want to check out or have already checked out, and I review an episode. What's important is I watch an episode of PreCure, or an episode of another anime that I pretend is PreCure.
I don't think you can do that. I think that's cheating.
And I describe the episode to you, and Catherine gets 3 guesses to guess which season it is. In the past...
Un guess?
No.
Quattro guess?
No.
Tres guess.
Yeah, as many guesses as there are leches in the world. Catherine gets 3 guesses. You don't have to say, I think it's episode 18. You've done that in the past where like, I think it's early in the season. Like, that's irrelevant. Just which season of PreCure did we watch? You get 3 guesses. And you can ask yes or no clarifying questions. Such as...
Does the name PreCure scream when she poops?
And I'm going to try to answer these questions as best as I can. So, for example, if I watched an episode of Tropical Rouge, I would have to ask myself, does Natsumi Utsume, or whatever her name is... Manatsu Natsume, Natsumi, does she scream when she poops? And I don't know how to answer that one, so thank goodness that's not the kind of question that you would ask.
Yes, absolutely. And I have to be clear for our listeners, that is a bit from an improv show we went to.
Because my wife is insane.
I'm not insane. I just like to do things at improv that make Joel hide under the table. But they did a bit where they had to answer audience questions, but in like a silly improv way. And I was like, why do you scream when you poop? And it was supposed to be them, but they answered the question like I was asking for me. And every time they repeated it, it got faster and sillier. So it started as, why do you scream when you poop? But by the end it was, why do you scream when you poop?
Absolutely. Now you're all in on the joke. Now, here is the part where the rules get a little bit...
breaks down.
If you guess the season immediately on your first guess, 300 points. If you guess the season correctly on your second guess, 200 points. Guess it on your third guess, 100 points. Every time you ask a yes or no question, that's minus 50 points.
No.
So the best you can do...
That's too many points.
No, it's 50 points every time you ask a yes or no question.
That's not fair.
Try not to ask yes or no questions. Try to listen carefully when I describe the season of PreCure. The points don't matter. But people at home, they can play too. They won't be able to ask yes or no questions, but they can be like, I guess on the first one, I get 300 points. Maybe at the end of the season, we could tally all of the points that you've won over time.
And I'll have the most points.
Probably.
Yeah.
You're the only player.
Well, I mean, AU in the Discord will probably be like, I got 300 points this episode.
That's true. Would you like to hear a way to get more points, though?
Yes.
After 3 guesses, or once you guess it right, or you've used 3 guesses and got them all wrong, I will tell you, or I will confirm that it was season X of of PreCure. Or another show. It was an episode of Naruto that I pretended was PreCure. And then, for the bonus round, worth 500 points, you have to guess the episode number. And if you can do that, it's extra 500 points. That's points you can take to the bank.
Okay. And the bank will be like, what are these? They'll be like, they're my points,
They're
dog.
my points. I guessed the season of PreCure on my second guess, so I got 200 points.
Yeah,
And I don't know what PreCure is.
I want to exchange them for American currency.
So without any further ado, we are going to go into, I think this is the third time we've played this game, Who's That PreCure?
You almost made it like a theme song, like, without any further ado, let's go into Who's That PreCure?
Well, thank you for providing a soundbite that will now go into all future episodes
You're
if we
welcome.
ever play this game again. Now, I use a process in order to come up with which episode I wanted to watch. And I started to watch it, and then the title card popped up, and I thought I'd read what the title of this episode was. But apparently I didn't read the whole thing, because the full episode title was X Part 1. And I went, what? PreCure doesn't do 2-part episodes. Apparently they've done at least one 2-part episode, so I had to watch both episodes.
Of course.
But because it's part 1, part 2, I don't have to describe what happened in the 2 parts. I just describe overall what happened. And
So that means this is worth 300 points. No, 600 points.
no, it's worth 300 points because it's one season.
But the extra 500
I
is
guess
worth
that would,
1,000.
it would be worth 1,000, I suppose, if you were able to guess the
I
2
could get
episodes correctly.
1,300 points.
You could. That's points you can take to the bank.
And do what? Exchange for American currency. Please continue.
The other thing that I forgot to mention in the rules for this particular game is I try to eliminate all personally identifiable information about any of the characters. So I will probably call them the villain, the monster, the PreCure, the PreCure's parents or something, right? I'll try to be as vague as possible. And if I use pronouns other than they, them, flog me, I suppose.
But, like, you're allowed to say she if you're talking about the PreCure because they all are, except for Bird.
Except for like 2 of
The
them.
boy who was a
Yeah.
bird who was a boy.
So anyways, I watched a 2-part episode. The PreCure team, so you know it's not a season that only has one PreCure on it, which has happened all the time. The team of PreCure are excited to go on a game show. And when they go to this game show in particular, one of the members of the team doesn't want to do it because they have a particular type of game that they're bad at. And so they don't want to have that pressure put on them. They don't want to participate in a game that they're bad at. And when they show up, the bad guys have taken over the studio and traps the PreCure team. And if they lose their games, that's it. They'll be f***ing killed. No, they'll be like locked in the shadow dimension or something, right? They'll lose their PreCure powers. And what do you think happens? You didn't watch these episodes. What do you think happens when a villain says, if you can win this game, you're free to go? Do you think that they play it like straight and they do it like they just let you play the game? No, he cheats.
He cheats.
They cheat.
I mean,
Most of the villains in these shows are guys, unless it's the girls with like the wide hips. It's like bending over and be like, ooh, I'm the... There have been sexy girl commanders. We've talked about this.
yeah, but okay, anyway.
I'm not talking about my own interest here. I'm just
Yeah,
saying the
man.
way that they're drawn.
You don't have to explain yourself. All I did was raise an eyebrow.
It was a very suggestive eyebrow raise, okay? So they have to compete in these games, and would you believe it, but the character who was worried about participating in games, well, it turns out that actually they have to play that game in order to save their friends.
Oh, no.
And who knows what happens? They all get executed, and then partway through the season, you just get a new team of PreCure that replaced the old team of PreCure.
No, nobody got executed.
They saved the day, and everything is happy. So, 300 points if you can guess the season, or you can ask a yes or no question.
Was this happiness charge PreCure?
No. So 200 points, or you can ask a yes or no question.
Was this smile PreCure?
No.
Oh, why did I... That's neither of those were the one I wanted
Okay,
to
so
guess.
help me out. What are you trying to describe? What are you imagining?
What do you mean?
Okay, so you said smile, and then you immediately said, I wasn't thinking of smile. So what are you thinking of?
Well,
Let
I'm
me
thinking
help
of
you.
Kira Kira, but it's not
Okay.
Kira Kira either. That's not a guess.
Okay.
Is
I
it
have, to,
Kira?
I have to keep my face completely blank because I'm not supposed to be helping you.
Is it Kira Kira PreCure?
It is not Kira Kira.
No points.
So it was Yes PreCure Go Go. The one with lemonade and,
Well, I was never going to get that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have no idea what the defining characteristic of that season is, except that there's a fairy who's named Milky Rose, and that's an interesting name.
Yeah, she's super cute.
Oh,
actually.
I love her design, yeah.
Yeah. I have to show you, I wasn't allowed to show you screenshots because that would give away the game, you would know, but I have to show you some of the screenshots I took of the first episode.
Okay. I like that you had these pulled up and ready. God, I love the blue from this season.
Yeah, look at her. The blue's the one who was having trouble with the game she didn't want to play. Would you like to guess, for an extra 100 points, what game she did not want to play?
Mahjong.
No. Coin flip. She was nervous about flipping a coin that she wouldn't be able to guess it, because I guess in the actual game show, not the evil version of it, that's the final test. Once you've beaten all the other team, you have to call a coin flip, and if you get it wrong, execution immediately. And she apparently can never guess the coin flip correctly.
Well, you have a 50-50 chance, so never.
No, like literally, that's apparently her curse or whatever.
Look at Milky Rose!
Yeah, she's all like confident.
That yellow seems like it's got Joel vibes.
Yellow's pretty good. This is them imagining that they won the competition. This is nothing in an audio format. People are just hearing you be like, oh, that's a really good screenshot.
Look at them!
That's Milky Rose in her fairy form. She's adorable. Okay.
I know her specifically.
Also, would you like to know something fun?
Love it.
In one of the previous episodes, when I made you guess, I described that one of the characters gets lost and runs into a penguin. I believe that was Smile PreCure. This episode also, by sheer coincidence, had a penguin. Yeah, the main girl had to...
Is that what she's yelling at?
Yeah, she's looking at a TV screen, and she's playing Who's That Pokemon? She's shown a silhouette. She has to guess what it is. And the first one she guesses is a giraffe, because it's clearly a giraffe. But it's actually one of the minions dressed as a giraffe. And then the next one is a tea kettle, and she goes, well, that's a tea kettle. And the guy goes, actually, it's one of my minions dressed as a tea kettle, so that doesn't count. And then the last one is a penguin, and she goes, you're not going to trick me. That's a minion dressed as a penguin. And he goes, no, that's just a regular penguin. How could you get that one wrong?
That's very silly. All right, Joel.
Yeah.
For 5,000 points.
500 points.
No, 5,000.
Okay. You have to guess.
Wait.
Okay.
Who is the cutest wife?
It's you, of course.
I win 5,000 points for being the cutest wife automatically. Clap for me.
You are not the host of this game show, so you
clap for me.
That's not. Well, I'm clapping for you, but those are not 5,000 points that you can take to the bank. They're 5,000 points that are going to stay right in my pocket. So, anyways, this is Cure of the What Now Law. I'm supposed to.
Wait, my 1,000 points.
What 1,000
I
points?
guess episode 21 and 22.
It was episodes 36 and 37. You know what's really funny? You could have cheated, because when I said, let me show you the screenshots, it's actually in a folder on my computer called Yes PreCure 5 Go Go /episode 36. You had the opportunity to cheat, and you still couldn't get 1,000 points.
I'm going to use my time travel powers.
For 300 points, what season did I just describe?
Smile PreCure.
No.
God damn it, my time travel failed me.
You're trapped in a loop. You cannot escape destiny, for I was the golden wind to begin with.
Woo.
Okay. Let's try to focus. Just a little bit. We're feeling a little loopy. We had some chocolate cake. It's gotten our minds kind of buzzing with energy.
I put a lot of coffee in that cake.
I see.
I don't know if that's relevant.
Probably nothing. Nothing that we have to worry about. On this show, sometimes we talk about like what we've been watching and listening and reading to and stuff, but like it's nothing. I mean, we just recorded the July episode, and between then and now, the Fantastic Four movie has come out.
You know what I've been listening to a lot of? Susan Garrett's Shaped by Dog podcast.
Okay.
And I feel like if you really care about doing a good job with your dog, like you would get a lot out of that podcast. But I keep recommending episodes of it to pet parents, and I think for the most part, it's too much for pet parents. I think they're like, well, that sounds crazy. I can't have a dedicated training space for my dog. So, like, depending on how crazy you want to be about your dog, podcast.
Yeah, she does a lot of good work. You have to find the right episode to listen to. In my experience, a lot of our episodes, she's running a business. She wants you to buy her products and listen to all of her videos. So she will almost always say, well, remember what we talked about in episode 36. And you kind of have to backtrack if you want to know exactly what she said in episode 36. And then in episode 36, she's like, you should really check out episode 24. And you're like, what? But she has good advice for how to interact with dogs, pets specifically, how to raise them and stuff. So...
My favorite thing is that her current sport dog prospect is named This with an exclamation mark.
That's insane, but okay.
Yep.
More power to her.
Did I tell you how she names her dogs?
No.
It comes to her in a dream.
That's actually insane. Yeah, that's insane. We're gonna move on because I don't have anything to recommend necessarily. On this show, we are currently discussing the season of PreCure, You Idol PreCure. And this episode, for the August episode, we are going to be covering episodes, that's my notes for a different podcast we do. We are going to be covering episodes 22, 23, 24, and 25. We also sometimes do a discussion question. I am so bad at this thing. I'm so bad at podcasting.
Listen to me.
Yes.
You're not bad at it. It's just there are two wolves inside of you. One of the wolves is fun and spontaneous, and the other one wants to rigidly stick to an outline, and that wolf is evil, and you shouldn't listen to him.
But podcasts tend to have a certain structure.
Listen.
If you turn on an episode of the Magnus Archives and it started with a supplemental, you'd be like, what is going on? And then you get half of a statement and then it just cuts to black and then you hear episode 13, the big donut. And then it plays the credits, you'd be confused.
That would be confusing. Listen to me.
Yeah.
I teach a class for my university, right?
Okay,
And
maybe.
one of the ways that I open my class each week
is by giving everyone a chance to earn 300 points.
Yes, correct. But we open with a caseload discussion, or we're supposed to, and everybody says, this is what went well this week, this is what I need help with, and we discuss their cases as a group. Last semester, I started to go right into the lesson, I was so pumped for this lesson, and then I paused halfway through a sentence and I went, we're supposed to start with caseload discussions. And one of my most favorite students, he actually listens to this podcast sometimes, he's my TA now, but he goes, well, you do this a lot, so I just thought maybe you were doing that again, where you just skip it. And I was like, what do you mean I do this a lot? You guys are supposed to say something. It just becomes your quirky self. That is the structure people come to expect.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to the podcast. I hope that when you hear this, that you enjoy it a lot. Yeah, I was hoping that I could get you with that, because I was going to bleep it out anyways. So now there's just going to be, hello, blank, thanks for listening. And you're like, blank? Really?
I hope he does hear this, just so he can say, what did Joel say? And then I can be like, it's a mystery, man. If he wanted you to know, he wouldn't have bleeped it.
Now listen, the only reason I was freaking out is because you're supposed to start the episode with the discussion question.
Of course.
So my question to you, we currently have 4 pets living in our house. We have 2 cats, we have 2 dogs, and this was an episode of Yes PreCure 5 Go Go, so there were 5 competitions that they did. So if our animals were going to enter a competition for 5 pets, A, who are they bringing in to be their 5th member of the team? And B, what competition would each of our pets excel at?
Okay, so obviously,
Yeah.
it would be between Bluey and Trick.
Not Duncan.
No.
Okay.
He's a baby. You don't bring a baby to a game show when you want to win.
Okay.
Trick's got stamina. Trick's got energy, but Bluey's got smarts.
Bluey does not.
She's ingenious. Don't talk about my daughter that way.
Bluey has an independent spirit, so that could be useful.
Listen to me, fam. Bluey is a German Shepherd, and she belongs to somebody I hold in very high esteem, but she is my dog. She just lives in somebody else's house, and I love her so much, and she's a little genius.
All right, so what competition would you give Bluey to do?
Chess. No, for real. I would have Bluey do a who can yell the loudest competition.
I guess Bluey does yell pretty loudly sometimes.
She's a big German Shepherd. She's got a loud voice.
Okay, hang on. So I really thought that we were going to be going with Duncan. I don't know why. Probably because we just were babysitting him like last weekend.
What would you give Duncan? Twister. He's got them floppy arms. He'd win.
He absolutely would. Yeah, I think that would be a good one. Nemesis, our black kitty, who we adopted off the streets, she'd be good at hide and seek.
Yes.
She'd have to last 10 minutes without being found or without being caught, and she would just squeeze into, like, really small spaces, and you wouldn't see her.
Rocket for hot dog eating contest.
He's a big chungus. He would be really good at it.
Can you just see him slurping them glizzies?
I don't think you're allowed to say that.
He's a glizzy gulper.
I actually, so, you know, obviously I'm the one who came up with the discussion question, so I've kind of pre-thought about my answers for some of them. Rocket would also be very good at the smack a dog competition.
He's so
He's
good at
really good at
smack-a-dog.
smacking dogs.
Or whack-a-mole as like an adjacent skill.
That's actually one of the 5 competitions in the Yes PreCure Go Go. The singer, Lemonade, she has to whack moles to the rhythm of her own song. Oh. But then one of the moles catches the hammer, so it counts as not having hit it.
Cheating!
They all cheat.
Okay. Kirby Gigi. What are we sending our Aussies to do?
I mean, Gigi is chase the ball. No one can beat Gigi at chase the ball. That's what she was born to do.
God, earlier, she kept, like, pushing it onto me and then going, and when I, like, kind of pushed it off, she'd catch it before it even went on the ground, and then she'd put it back.
Yeah, she's your special girl. What do you think Mr. Mayor of the dog park is good at?
God, nothing and everything all at once.
He could win a Be Cute contest.
Oh my god, a beauty competition.
With our little prince.
He could win a dance-off.
Okay, yeah.
He's got his spins and his jumps.
He's got the wiggles. Okay. So that has been your discussion question.
There you go.
Now we can...
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Is there any special extra segments that you want to do? You want to get weird with it?
Which of the animals do you pick to do the coin flip guess at the end?
Rocket. And if he guesses wrong and you're like, no, it was Tails, he just smacks you a bunch of times.
He smacks it out of the air so that it lands precisely the way he wants it.
Oh, the last time we did this game, you asked me, like, so how are you feeling about watching Smile, or how do you feel after watching these episodes? Once again, I picked an absolute banger. This immediately endeared me to the Yes PreCure 5 Go Go team. They have a single brain cell at the beginning of the episode when they're all really excited to do the game show, and then they look at the blue Kiora and she's like, I don't want to, and they all start staring at her, and it's one at a time. So it shows Nozomi or whatever her name is going chi, and then it shows Urarara going chi, and then it shows the Kelsey type character going chi, and then it shows the green girl and she doesn't do the chi thing. She's just like, sorry, you should probably join the team, because she's above that. She doesn't stare at people.
I love that. We have a recurring feud going on in our house right now about whether or not One Piece is still good. And my whole thing at the beginning of One Piece was I liked this goofy little found family going on adventures, and I liked the character-focused adventures, and it's kind of gotten away from that in recent seasons. And that's what I think appeals to you about PreCure when we find a good season of PreCure, is that you've got this little group of weirdos.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why traditionally I don't like the blue ones, is because a lot of the time the blue one's personality is like, I'm getting swept along by everyone else.
You know, I actually did have a way I wanted to open this episode that I completely forgot about. 24
minutes into the recording.
24 minutes. We were going to make this fast, yeah, like always, right? So originally, when I planned this, I didn't know we had a Nana episode to watch. So my question was going to be, what the is Nana's deal? Because she's just there. She doesn't have any, like, distinguishing personality characteristics.
We found out that she likes bananas, is one of her...
That's her favorite food. Which is such a weird, plain-ass girl thing to like.
Well, it's a banana. That's her name. It's a banana. There we go. That's how you would say it.
So she's addicted to puns.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, and I guess we found out in this group of episodes that Banana... That's her name now. Banana's deal is that she's kind and she likes bananas.
Yeah. I think that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Tell me the succinct summary of the episodes we watched.
Yes. We watched episodes 22, 23, 24, and 25. Episode 22, do you remember how there was like going to be a rivalry between the PreCure and the PreCure? They settle it with a cook-off. It turns out that they were all friends all along, which, yeah, of course they were. Except for Marin, who's the stinky one of the group. Episode 23, they practice signatures, and it turns out that Uda is actually not the best at being an idol, and she still has a lot to learn. Episode 24 Tanaka's never had a summer vacation, so they tell him to, like, go out and relax, and then it turns out that he's bad at relaxing and he loves his job so much that he can never quit his job. Interesting. But also, there's some vibes between Zachary and Nana. We will go into more detail, but there's vibes there where basically Zachary is tired of being mistreated by his boss, and Nana seems to be the person who wants to help him stand up for himself, to escape that toxic environment. Episode 25, they go to a sunflower field, but honestly, that's not really relevant to anything. It's like a background detail. But while there, they help Zachary defeat his evil, abusive relationship with work.
It's a metaphor, bub.
What?
Sunflowers turn toward the light.
Well, yeah, it's a metaphor, that's fine. But, like, they don't fight with the sunflowers. Anyway, it's fine.
And that's been your Succinct Summaries.
Those have been your Succinct Summaries.
I can't believe Curtis's legacy lives on. That's how he used to say it. That's why we still say it like that. Succinct Summaries.
Succinct Summaries.
But yeah, I mean, I really liked these episodes, particularly the back two with Nana and Zach. I prefer to have a plot, and so anytime plot shows up, I go, thank God, I've been starving.
You don't think Marilyn is a terrible cook who somehow makes the most beautiful of dishes is plot? Does that feel like filler to you?
It was just incomprehensible.
Yeah. At the second that they said we're going to try and figure out, we're going to try to win by having Purin judge our foods, what we cook, I immediately went, well, that's stupid because Purin doesn't have any brain cells. Purin, his favorite TV show is whatever TV show they last watched. So you play an episode of Breaking Bad and Purin goes, wow, Breaking Bad. But then you play an episode of Arrested Development and they go, that's just as good. And then you play Grey's Anatomy and Purin's like, wow, really exciting.
Yeah, Purin loves our dogs equally.
Yes, absolutely he does.
Why do you keep using he for Purin?
Because he looks like a he.
That's fair.
Yes.
Zukyun can be a male wife. That's allowed.
I absolutely should start using she pronouns for both of them because it seems like that's the identity they take on when they take human form. We've discussed this like every episode. I'm just really bad at remembering.
I know.
What did you think of Kaito coming back? Of the Densetsu no Idol being here?
I've been waiting for him to come back, and honestly, it was kind of a letdown.
Yeah.
I was like, man, he's gonna, like, hear Uda sing, and because he's an amazing idol, he's gonna be able to connect it to Cure Idol, and he's gonna be like, you're the same person, I understand secret identities. And maybe they're gonna go for that eventually, but for right now, he just yelled at her for not talking to her fan while she signed something. And, like, valid, I guess. Being an idol is about connecting to the fans and giving them that parasocial thrill. But also, it's really hard to sign and look at somebody.
It's hard to do a lot of things that, like, musicians and idols and stuff do.
Anybody can sing a song. La la li lu la la.
That was beautiful, and I feel the parasocial relationship between you and me right now.
We don't have a parasocial relationship.
We don't?
We have a real...
We don't have a...
We have a real relationship.
Because we podcast together.
Because you live in my house and eat my food.
I really thought you were going to say because we had a wedding together because we're married, but no, it's because I eat the food in the fridge. That's the relationship we have. It goes beyond parasocial. Because you've never eaten, like, the food in Markiplier's fridge.
Not as far as
I've never eaten any of the food in the Weekly Planet's fridge together. So
does their little call and response thing give you the same brain buzz as Markiplier's "Hello everyone, my name is Markiplier" gives to me?
I don't think so, but it is a routine in my life.
Absolutely.
Yep. Episode 22, the rivalry battle. I really like there's a part where Kokoro is talking about how much she loves the original two members of You and Idol because she doesn't care about herself, and Marin is arguing about how great Purin is. I think that might be the cutest thing that Marin has ever done.
It was very cute, yeah.
Going back to the Densetsu no PreCure, I actually had to laugh because they're like, oh, did you know he's been in America? And, like, I think I vaguely remember him mentioning that, like, 2 months ago in real time, like 8 episodes ago. But I'd completely forgotten, so we've just been like, where is he? He's in the opening, but he's not in the show.
Did you know he's actually a demon from hell?
What?
Yeah. Yeah, in this last episode, we got an unacceptably hot bad guy.
Possibly hot bad guy. They're wearing like a hood around them.
You can tell.
It was a very pretty man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he's got the silver hair, and Chokerine also has the silver hair, so obviously they were a brother-sister idol duo that went evil when, like, it tore their family apart or something. But that's Kaito. That's Kaito's secret identity, is evil bad guy.
Really? I think that he's just too nice. Like, PreCure has never had a villain, I don't think, that hasn't looked at the camera and been like, I'm going to kick that puppy when the PreCure look away.
I don't think that's actually going to be what they're going for, but I like the idea of it.
They Clark Kented it. He's the third member of the DK crew, but he got like separated at birth, so he was raised as a normal ass person. The other two were demons.
No. Hear me out. All three of them, silver hair, right?
Yeah.
Right? Kaito was the only one who had any real talent.
Oh.
So he became an idol, and the other two were kind of pushed to the side, and that's why they're evil.
Oh, okay, yeah. I like that a lot. I mentioned vibes earlier. Would you like to take this one, or should I?
Zachary showed Cure Wink his belly button.
That's not how it started, but yeah. So we've talked about this on the podcast thousands of times. Close relationships can sometimes feel romantic, even if that's not what the writer was going for. I think the most common one, in my opinion, or the strongest example is Frodo and Sam from Lord of the Rings. Feels like it could be a gay relationship, but it's just, I would go to the ends of the earth for my friend. Zachary's having a hard time. Wink's thing is like finding courage, and Zachary needs to find courage to stand up for himself. But, like, she gives him a handkerchief to, like, wipe off the sweat off his brows, and that's like a legitimate courting ritual in a lot of stories.
And he gets all blushy and flustered.
Yeah, and he says, like, what is this feeling in my heart? Now listen, I don't think the people who wrote this show wanted us to think things like that. But there is this element of the way that some idol fans are older men and the idols are like younger girls. It gives me a little bit of the heebie-jeebies.
It gives me the ick for real. And I've heard people say, you know, like, it's completely innocent. And like, yeah, okay, maybe, but I still don't like it.
Yeah, you can't judge an entire group of people based off the actions of a small subset of that people. Maybe there are creeps in the idol fan base. That doesn't mean that all idol fans are... But like... You interact with art with what you bring. And
if you were suddenly obsessed with an 18-year-old girl, and I was like, that's weird, and you were like, no, I just really like her music, nobody in your life would be like, oh, well, if you like her music, it's fine. Everybody would be like, no, man, that's weird.
Yeah, absolutely. And then at the end of that episode, I don't know, I need the episode numbers up. At the end of episode 24, Zachary, like, collapses because he's been worked to the bone by Chokerine, right? Team Chokerine. Chokerine's the lady. And Wink catches him in princess pose. I don't know how I'm supposed to be reading these vibes, man. Like,
and Zachary's like, "Why are you holding me like a princess? I'm a man."
Yeah. So that's kind of. I will say though, the way that he's kind of tsundere does make him feel younger than I thought he was. I kind of got the impression that he and Cuddy were supposed to be like 20-year-olds, but the way he was acting in these episodes, he felt more like a 13-year-old. Like, he's a couple years older than them, and he's what are they called? The Rowdy Rough Boys.
Oh, from Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah. If you give him, like, a kiss on the cheek, he will just explode.
You know what's interesting about this episode, too?
What's that?
Zachary face down, ass up.
That's probably gonna go in the thumbnail. I got it. There's a screenshot of Zachary leaning down over the counter and Chokerine is standing behind him. It looks suggestive.
She's got this smug little smile on her face. Yeah. And I feel like we have to say this because some people who listen to the show get really literal about stuff. Sometimes we make jokes, and that doesn't mean we literally think the writers were going for that. Right? Or we say, you could read it this way. Obviously, it's a show for young children. I don't think the writers were trying to be weird or the animators were trying to be weird, but it's funny to point it out.
Yeah. Here's something fun. The Yes PreCure 5 Go Go ending, I assume the second ending because that's the later half of the series. There's a shot of all of the fairies and all of the PreCure like sticking their butts out towards the camera. That's a perfectly innocent and funny thing to do, but you can also have a moment where you go, that's a little weird if you're older than the target audience.
Yeah, kids and my mom find butts and poop really funny. My mom sent me a video of a dog...
I think I'm going to censor that out because we need like a trigger warning or something. That's genuinely disgusting and off-putting content.
You can just bleep out the pooping and just have my mom sent me a video of a...
Sure, yeah. Well, I'll do that.
Anyway.
We also got some Marin lore. We're going to talk a little bit more about Marin in a second.
Metal.
Nana... Banana, as she's now going to be known.
Phenomena.
She is starting to be like, maybe I can help Mr. Zachary. And she mentions, like, I'm going to try to talk to him. And Marin goes, darkness and light do not mix. And as a reminder, we already know that Marin doesn't have any light in her heart. She only has darkness, whatever the... that means. I mean, that explains why she's such an asshole to everyone. She has something about how light and darkness can never mix. She's never played Kingdom Hearts. She doesn't realize that if you have them in balance, you know, Riku and Sora, sometimes they kiss.
And there's another one, and it's a moon, but not like the first moon.
Right. But she's so certain that these two things can't mix that she basically tries to tell Wink, you know...
Don't help this man
in distress. You can't help this man. You cannot help this man in distress. And... Wink doing that anyways, trying to help someone even though she's been told it's impossible, might be the most PreCure magical girl superhero thing I've ever seen in any of these shows. It was, you said you liked these episodes. I really liked these episodes.
I really, really did. It was very emotional and good. I feel like even though this series is a little sillier than some seasons, it's had really solid emotional beats when it's like taken itself seriously for a minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, I just want to say we've had a few theories bouncing around about Marin. My acting theory is that she's supposed to be on Team Chokerine. She's whatever the opposite of Kira Kira is. And I don't know why she ended up in Kira Kira land. Maybe it was like a foreign exchange program and she got stuck there. They never came to pick her up. But that's the real reason she had the Kira Kira lock, which we both commented on seemed like something really cursed that the bad guys should have owned. And that's why she can't be with Purin, because she's evil.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe she gave up her chance to ever be good. That's what she locked away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not that it matters, because we already found out that you can just get your memories back by sneezing really hard about it.
We don't have time to get that particular soapbox out. I know how upset you are about the magic system. Someday we will write our own PreCure season, and we will have rules for our magic that actually has stakes.
Okay.
Delicious steaks and potatoes. Yum, yum, yum.
Delicious fried animal PreCure.
Here's an idea. What if the darkness world and the Kira Kira world... What if they're just the same physical place? What if Zachary and Cuddy and Chokerine literally just came from the same place as Tanaka and Pikarine and whatever. So it's not that like there was a foreign exchange program. Marin just lived on the border, and Pururun came over and was like, "Do you want to be my friend?" And then took her hand and pulled her into Kira Kira Land, and she just never looked back.
It's Lion King 2.
It's Lion King 2! Simba's Pride, maybe.
Yeah! I'm so proud of you. I've been exiled, persecuted. It's the best villain song in all of Disney. I just want to put that out there.
No, because Jafar, in Return of Jafar, it's all puns. And that's the best music that can ever be music.
Jafar isn't a silly little guy enough to make a pun song.
No, he absolutely does, yeah. He says, like, can't wait for you to unravel at the seams when he unravels carpet and stuff. Was that the first movie? He does a song that's a bunch of puns.
Absolutely, man. You're the Aladdin guy. I was about to say that movie didn't have a princess in it, so I didn't care, but Jasmine's a princess.
Jasmine's a princess. She's one of the 7 princesses of heart.
About her.
No, that's true. Absolutely true.
But this is not a Disney Princesses episode or a Kingdom Hearts episode. Listen to me. This is important. We're never going to do a Kingdom Hearts episode.
No, because you'd have to sit through me playing an entire Kingdom Hearts game.
I would love to do an episode where we pretend to know the plot to Kingdom Hearts and we just describe it badly game by game. And I could give you everything I've picked up.
Through osmosis?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other final thoughts for these episodes?
I'm really curious what this new bad guy's deal is. You said he was pretty. What else did you think of him? I thought it was cool that he did like the scissors motion with his finger over his eye.
He's the cooler, edgier, older, like punk kind of character. You need, partway through the season, you need to introduce a bigger threat. I don't know why Chokerine is allergic to actually doing things. She had one episode where she went out and fought things. But this is the really strong general that's going to... They're not going to be able to purify him. They're going to try. They're going to be like, listen, we helped Cuddy. We helped Zachary. Do you want to be our friends? And he's just going to be like, no. He's going to like punch them or something. Maybe he'll steal Marin. What if he is destined to be Marin's husband? He's here to claim his betrothed.
Love that, actually. That would be f***ed up.
That would be so good. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see where he's going. I'm excited. I think there's going to be a reveal when his hood comes off. He's dressed like an Organization 13 member, just gray instead of black. But he's also an edgy boy, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think this is going to be when Chokerine realizes that she took Zach and Cuddy for granted. And that she misses them and that she treated them badly. Because this guy's going to be like, go work. And she's going to be like, but it's impossible. And he's going to be like, do it anyway. And she's going to be like, oh God, this is what I did to them. This is what I did to my boys.
If we are going off of patterns, the first of the Idol PreCure to become Idol PreCure was Uda. And she helped Cuddy turn to the power of good. And Nana was second. Banana, I'm sorry, I should use her Christian name. But she was the second, and she helped Zachary go to the light. He was the second. So if Chokerine is going to be next to be converted, Kokoro helps her? And maybe Kokoro was like, I love dancing, I love being passionate about things, and that's what Chokerine lacks. She's just an angry cat right now.
She's lazy, right? She has no passion.
She needs to find something she's passionate about. So maybe that will be what happens, or maybe she's just irredeemably evil.
Yeah.
We have to look forward to the next couple of episodes, and we have to talk about fan letters.
Absolutely.
So for the next episode of our little podcast here, we will be covering all the episodes that came out in August, and it will be our September episode. So we have episode 26, The Cuner, the Better.
So you were saying something about Kyun playing a...
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like she's going to do something now. We started a CureTube channel, an actual a YouTube channel-based episode of
I can't believe
You
we
Idol
didn't call
PreCure.
our podcast CureTube.
We also have Woof Woof together with Q-Chan. That's Uda's dog, so I guess...
Earlier,
Yeah.
when I said I'm going to bark at you, and you said I'm bleeping that out, that's weird. The PreCure don't think it's weird. They're barking at you right now. Those dogs are barking.
In the lore of PreCure, dogs can become people if they wish hard enough, I think is what
Absolutely.
Wonderful PreCure was about.
Yeah.
Are you trying to tell me that you used to be a dog, but you took human form?
I don't think so.
Okay,
You don't know what your past life was like, though.
Next we have Marin's friend. Oh!
Also, I was wrong about what the no means. So when I said Kokoro no Daisuki, that means just love your heart, or love heart.
Right, yeah. No is the apostrophe S of the Japanese language.
Yeah.
And then the last episode, it's another 5-episode PreCures month. We get Pretty Cure, Kira Kila for You.
That sounds like a finale.
It does, and it also doesn't tell me anything about what the episode's about. Like, the Q-Chan episode mentions the dog by name, the Marin's friend. We know who Marin is, and we know that she doesn't have friends because she's a loner. We know what CureTube is, or we can guess. But, just Pretty Cure, Kira Kila for You, that just... Maybe they host a birthday party. That's going to be my guess. They have to host a private event for a fan, and it's like Kira Kila for you, happy Kira Kila to you.
Interesting.
Maybe.
Okay, happy Kira to you.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have any thoughts about these episodes? Any predictions?
Yes. I think that the Q-Chan episode is going to be a dream in the mind of the dog.
I love that. Like the witchy episode that was Cinderella or whatever.
Mofarella.
Yeah.
By the way, I thought Mofaroon was a boy right up through that episode. Like, apparently that episode was what told a lot of people that Mofaroon was a girl. I still was like, Mofaroon's a boy. Mofaroon's just a boy in a Cinderella dress in this episode. And you were like, but Mofaroon said Ha-chan has 3 mommies. And I was like, that doesn't mean anything. Mofaroon's a bear. Bears are masculine. Mofaroon's a boy.
One thing that I will say that we didn't point out, the Tanaka episode where he goes on summer vacation, the episode starts and ends, and there's a little part in the middle of his inner monologue, and he basically says something like, "Oh, I'll be narrating this episode today." And I kind of liked that as like a break from the formula. I hope that Q-Chan's episode is the same. I hope that it starts with "Bark, bark, I'm a dog. I love hanging out with Uda."
I love that. Bark, bark, I'm a dog. I love hanging out with my husband, Joel. I'm not a dog. That's just a funny bit that I'm doing because it makes Joel be weird.
No, okay.
You know what?
What?
We forgot to mention, how did you feel in the Sunflower episode about Zachary being like, I hate myself, and that's why I'm so shitty to everybody around me?
Deep.
That's a deep cut.
A couple of episodes ago, I talked about meeting media on the level that it's at. And so sometimes you get PreCure episodes about a girl who doesn't want to flip a coin, and I forgot to talk about, why am I so bad at this? But I think Zachary hating himself was probably the deepest emotion that I've gotten out of the series so far, even more so than Purin's kind of sort of metaphorical death and forgetting Uda. Like, that was intense.
Yeah.
He needs to read Way of Kings, and he needs to learn what it is to take care of oneself. And
what's the most important step a man can take, Joel?
the next step. No, so I was going to say this.
You cannot have my Kira Kira.
It's my Kira Kira. In the Yes PreCure Go Go 5, Yes Go Go 5 episode, they are told that there's 2 prizes for winning this game show. One is a year's supply of chocolate.
Oh.
And another is you get a trophy with the name of the 5 contestants that won engraved on it. And there's a part... So each of the girls has to do their own challenge one at a time, and when they lose, they get put inside of like a containment chamber, and they can still talk to each other, but they're separated. And when it's down to the last 2, when it's down to Lemonade, Urara, I think is her street name, her non-Kier name, and Blue Girl, Lemonade says, I volunteer, I will do the next challenge. And she's really fired up. And the Blue Girl's like, he's just going to trick you again. It's not going to work out. Do you really care about the chocolate that much? And she goes, no, I don't care about the chocolate. I wanted us to win the trophy together.
Aww.
And that was beautiful. And I love that. And they were originally going to have Milky Rose be the member of their team because Blue didn't want to be on the team because she wanted to do a coin flip. Milky Rose pretended to have stomach issues or like being too nervous so that Blue had to join the team. And at the beginning of the episode, she's like, why are you faking? I know you're faking. Why do you want me to be on the team so bad? And when Lemonade says, I wanted to do it together, she goes, that's why Milky Rose wanted me on the team because we're the original 5. And then at the end of the episode, Milky Rose is a little, like, sad because she wishes that she was on it, but you could only have 5 names on the trophy. But one of them has a butler, exactly like Fresh, I think. Or was that... Anyways, yeah, just like Fresh PreCure. And the butler ordered...
No, not Fresh. That was Doki Doki.
Right, the Doki Doki. Yeah. Feel the Doki Doki. But they have a butler, too, in this season, and the butler knew someone who worked at the station, and they put Milky Roses on it, too, so there were 6 names on the trophy. I really want to watch Yes PreCure 5 Go Go now.
Absolutely. Butler damn near
Do I have to watch the first 4 Yes PreCures before?
You should ask AU.
Okay, yeah. And then you can watch the light novel Yes PreCure 0. It's like it's a prequel. It tells the story of their parents, who also happened by coincidence to be PreCure.
Fascinating.
Let's go to our fan letters. All right. So I've been told by the producer of this show that you shouldn't read out like word for word comments on your YouTube videos and stuff. But basically, AU, who probably is going to have thoughts on every single episode we record, they're in our Discord server. They really like PreCure. They have a lot of thoughts.
Yeah, she is, like, I would say, the magical girl expert, which is really nice to have since you and I just say stuff.
We forget stuff all the time. So there's some spoiler stuff in here, but basically AU doesn't understand the shippers because Zachary might be an adult. There's spoilers in here. There's maybe stuff in episode 26 that might make you think that he's younger than he seems, but he has a job, which implies being a certain age, and so it would be weird and creepy if the showrunners did that. And that's why I'm careful to say there's weird vibes that they probably didn't mean to read that way, but it can read that way, you know?
Absolutely. Also, the magic of fiction is that it's fiction, you know? So, like, yes, the ship is weird if you think about it literally as real people, but if you're just going based off of these Barbies got vibes, I want to smash the Barbies together in the sandbox, like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely okay for shipping to not be your vibe. I just don't think it's, like, actively a bad thing to do, if that makes sense.
They also pointed out that Cuddy and Idol, or Uda, I mean, it's both. She's Uda and Idol, wasn't portrayed much differently than the way that this was. And I think I disagree. I'd have to go back and rewatch the Cuddy episodes, but Zachary has a lot more things that feel kind of romantic coded, but I was also a little weirded out with Cuddy. This man who looks like he's like early 20s, just like constantly watching his phone and be like, oh my god, I can't believe she touched my hand. Listen, I have YouTubers that I would like love to meet and talk to, and I'd be a little like awestruck if I did meet them. But I wouldn't be like, oh my god, our hands touch. That's a very Japanese thing, I think.
When Justin Bieber was at, like, peak popularity, it really creeped me out how many middle-aged women were, like, actively thirsty about him on social media. Mm-hmm. And I get the same vibe from adult male Idol fans. Like, it makes me uncomfortable, and I don't understand it. And like you said, you can't paint groups with a broad brush. I'm sure many of them are perfectly normal, but that's kind of the vibe I got with Cuddy and Uda and then Zachary and Nana. Like you said, it just seemed kind of odd.
Absolutely. Apparently, people are rioting in the streets, you know, hyperbolic internet language.
No, literally, they burned down a car.
Okay. About Kaito, the legendary idol, having more merch than Tanaka. And I will say, Tanaka, in his normal, just like, I'm wearing a tie and I'm cleaning a bartender glass or whatever, like, why would he need merch? But now that he has a super cute fairy form, like, yeah, obviously we need more Tanaka merch than Kaito.
This is how we know that you're not a person who's attracted to men. Okay. Because, like, Tanaka is peak.
He's peak
what we
normal
want,
guy.
Yes, we want that, though. We want a guy with slightly messy hair and glasses who keeps the house clean and stays on top of all of the details.
He does not have slightly messy hair. He has, like, perfectly combed over hair.
He had slightly messy hair that one time, and it looked really good.
I see.
All I'm saying is that as a younger person, I would have been really into Kaito, and as an adult, I'm really into Tanaka, and that's maturity, that's growth.
Yeah, he represents a sort of stability in the household. He represents the ability for you to focus on your career while he's at home taking care of, you know, the dishes or whatever.
That is surprising that they made Kaito merch at all, though, with how little he's been in the show.
Here's my theory.
Where?
They want Kaito to be a thing because he's important to Uda. Uda has a crush on him. He's in the opening. You don't put random characters in the opening, but something, I don't know, they just couldn't find a place for him to fit in, or the voice actor got sick or something. I don't know, but I feel like the producers want him to be a bigger deal than he is, which means that he got more merch than he deserves at this point for how much screen time he's had. AU did also mention, you know, they understand why some people would be weirded out by older men and younger girl idols, but apparently they know someone who was in that position was a younger idol, and, you know, most of the guys were fine. So that's good.
That's good. I will say that that's a pretty far cry from, like, what I've experienced in American fandoms. I don't know if you remember from when I was going to, like, My Little Pony conventions and stuff, but the voice actresses for the Cutie Mark Crusaders had to stop going to conventions because the adult male fans were so creepy and uncomfortable.
I feel like My Little Pony might have been a unique intersection of that. Men are creepy.
They can be.
Yeah. I mean, women can be creepy as well. I just feel like it's different. What's her name? Carrie Fisher would have people going up to her and being like, you were so hot in the bikini. And, like, she was dressed in a way that the in-universe characters wanted to ogle at her, but it's kind of weird to tell the real-life person that. And I don't feel as though you get women saying that to men in quite the same way.
Right.
But, yeah, anyways, I'm glad that AU's friend was not harassed, and I hope that that's generally the case for a lot of them. There's a new ending. We forgot to talk about it.
Love the new ending.
It's not a bop. It doesn't have Calzone woo 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 like the last one did.
So the PreCure can woo woo woo, but when I just walk around the house doing it, it's weird.
I really like it. It's a chill vibe, but again, it's not what I would call a banger, but it's still really good. I like it.
Is it a mash?
I don't think so. You need like a Frankenstein and a Dracula and a mummy in there in order for it to be a mash.
Absolutely.
AU, like I said, we were going to come back to Marin, has pointed out that in a kid's show, when there's a character like Marin who doesn't really like to make friends, there's a backstory reason for it. That is true. There's also a reason for Usopp to be a coward. There's reasons for Zoro to be reserved, going to One Piece. There's reasons for Deku to have self-worth problems.
Are you okay?
Self-worth.
Worth.
Okay.
Self-worth.
It sounded wrong. It's like when you say door.
The more I say it, the worse it's sounding.
It's weird. Like, if there's a competent writer, there's going to be reasons for all of the characters to act the way that they do, for the most part. But that doesn't mean that I have to enjoy every time she's on screen. They could have given her an arc the moment she showed up. She could have shown up in episode 12, and 12 through 20 could have been the Marin learns how to be chill arc. But instead, she showed up in, I'm going to use 12 as the random example, she showed up in 12, and we're now at 25, and there has been no change. And I would like her to change a little. Just an acknowledgement of the characters in universe. Just someone says like, whoa, Marin's really possessive of Purin. And yes, there are probably young children who act that way when they think that they're losing a friend or the friend's hanging out with other people. I don't have to like it. And, oh, nope, the last thought was just tied to that. So I think that is all of our fan letters, okay?
We were talking about the ending song. Sorry, that I guess is all of our fan letters. You like the ending song. We didn't mention that. You just said we didn't talk about the ending song.
The visuals are gorgeous, and it's a chill vibe.
I don't know if second ending hint theory has been debunked at this point.
But that's just a theory.
A PreCure theory! I don't know if it's been debunked, but next season is going to be about flowers.
I could see that.
We haven't had a flower season in a while. There's lots of flowers falling. The stage is a big Sakura blossom. And you were like, well, Sakura is her name. And yes, it is, but also we haven't had a Cure Sakura.
Are you sure we haven't had a movie-only Cure Sakura?
I will find out, but I'm pretty sure we have not. Oh shit, yeah, Sakura, Dream Stars. But she, not a Cure.
Okay, she was like one of those special movie-only characters. I am willing to believe it. When I first saw the ending, I went, oh yeah, flower theme makes a lot of sense. But then I realized it was specifically Sakura blossoms, and so it doesn't necessarily point conclusively to those flowers. It could just be about how cool Uda is.
There is one scene where there are multiple colors falling, and I was like, there you go. Now we know what colors are going to be in that season.
Okay, I really like that.
And that has been your do final thought. Outro goes here. Thanks for listening, everybody. And don't forget, if you agree with us, leave a comment and say so. And if you disagree with us, leave a comment and say so, because it boosts our algorithm.
Yeah. Also, don't just like randomly show someone your belly button and be like, look at my cute belly button, like in the park.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. That's weird. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Well, friends, all journeys must end. And now today's journey has finished, and we must bid you goodbye. We hope you have a good day. We hope you were kind to those around you, and we'll see you again. If you want to contact the show, you can do so at kingofthewhatpod@gmail.com. You can leave a comment on our YouTube channel or rate us on your podcatcher of choice.
This isn't an AU or anything, but oh no, they're wumping all over Zachary's balls.